Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon, and this is an addendum to a video, which I'll post the link. I'll find it and post the link when I upload this. And it was titled 5 Ways to Dry or Season Your Firewood. In other words, you're behind the gun, you're behind the curve, you don't have your third year of seasoned firewood ready. You don't have your second year of seasoned firewood, pretty much seasoned firewood. You don't have your first year of wood in. You are just got to your land, just got to your bug out location, and you're cutting pretty much green wood, a lot of it. Minimize it as much as possible. However you do it, sometimes you're forced to deal with less than ideal circumstances. So, added to his 5 steps, I would say, number 6, and he had a lot of good ones. Get it inside, keep it covered outside, let the wind and the sun dry it, get it stacked up so it's off the ground, then bring it in a little bit of time, get it into the house, get it warmed up, at least to room temperature. But the 5th one is, in the first year here, I had to, when the one night it was really cold, we did not have enough wood in by any means. Fortunately, my son had a guy cutting firewood, so we had some free firewood. There was he was going so much huge volumes of trees that these people had left, the loggers had left behind, and treetops and stuff, that there's plenty of wood. So we had permission to take as much as we needed. Well, a little bit at a time, truckload at a time, and it helped out. But the one night it was really cold, I cross-tiered Lincoln logged wood on top of the stove in the Airstream. For 5 hours I was cooking it off, and I'd cook it till it started burning, and then because it was sitting right on top of the stove, and then I'd move that, rotate it. I did that for 5 hours until I had enough wood to have inside the stove to have a fire for about 5 hours and get 5 hours sleep. So 5 and 5. I cooked wood for 5 hours until I had enough wood to sleep for 5 hours. Anyway, so you can see this was the fire and forget, upside down fire, however you want to call it. I put a couple more pieces in, move the 2 outer ones to the inside at an angle, and you can see it's going very nicely. So, and if I can, I'll sit here and get this all fired up a little bit better. That's the headlight. There we go. And get the glass doors cleaned off, and maybe sit here and talk off my heart, off the top of my head. Some people hate it, some people love it. That's what I'm doing. It's kind of chronicling my life. I don't have fancy editing. I don't have good social media. I've been doing what I can to help as many people as possible, and I felt from the inception of this whole thing back about 2000 that about 250,000 people, whether they live or die, would depend on the work that I did. And that was before I had a clue that it was even possible, but I believed that. And I still believe it, absolutely. What I've done already could easily make that difference. So if I get some cooperation and, if I see some things happen, then the Father could, I could see 40 million people coming into this region, and a big percentage of them will have better lives because of this idea of being able to help other people and building the right kind of homes and knowing how to grow food and how to provide heat with rocket stoves and things that don't require all of this stupidity of massive amounts of firewood. Rocket stoves are the way to go. And the one I built, someday maybe I'll do a video on it, because it disappeared, it went away. Untold 100, 200 man hours of labor into that thing, and I walked in one day and it's not there anymore. Completely gone, completely removed. The only thing left is the pad, the insulated aircrete pad that it was sitting on. Unbelievable. I described it as it hit me like one of my children had been killed. I mean, that was my guts. It tore my guts out, tore some of my heart out. So it was quite a shock. Quite a shock. Alrighty. Thank you. Just some thoughts. But the upside down fire definitely works. Fire and forget, whatever you want to call it. Multi-tiered fire. I like fire and forget. Yeah, I could walk away from this and come back 2 hours later, literally, and put another piece of wood on, because all I have left is coals at that point. All right. God bless everyone. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. And if you're listening to this, you are the remnant.